It's the Wait a Minute Show.
Bruh. Ain't that right, Lil Pan? Wait a minute. Book it. Really? Really?
The Wait a Minute Show with your host, Jolani J.B. Bodie.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your man, Jelani J.B. Bodie, host of this thing called The Wait a Minute Show, and we're doing it once again like we always do here on the weekend to give you your sports fix. So hopefully you're ready to go, because we are. And when I say we, it is he, it is him. He's in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lopan. I see you, Lopan. You're doing better. And I think I know why. I'll let you know at the end of the show why I think Lopan is really excited. So hopefully you are excited as well, because we got a lot to talk about. There was a trade in the NFL, big time trade, that we'll be talking about. Lakers look like they are making some moves. Could it be real, ladies and gentlemen? And is there a new sheriff in town? In the NFC South. We'll talk about that and more. But first, let's go ahead and get into this whole Ja Morant thing, right? This whole Ja Morant situation has continued. Originally, and we were on the air, actually. We were broadcasting live when the news came out about Ja getting 2 games to just step away, from the team. So since that has happened, now it has, went on into 4 games. And right now, we're not expecting Ja back until March 17th at the soonest. So now, the one thing, the investigation that was launched against him in Denver and all that was going on, that stuff has been closed out. They didn't have enough evidence to really try put a case up against Ja. So look, that is he dodged a possible troublesome situation there. Now the whole thing is that going forward, what happens? What happens with Ja going forward? And this is what I was definitely fearful of, because I said before, the kid is young. I hope he can figure it out. I think he will figure it out. Well, we're at the point now that he has no choice. He has to figure it out. He has to get it together, because too many instances have been before him, and now he's hit that road, or he's at that crossroad, and it is, what is it that you want to do, right? And it seems as if the team, because his coach was talking about, hey, they had been talking with Ja, before this. So that lets us know that other people was talking to him, and I expected the team was talking to him, but really, I guess, who was talking to him, or was there anybody talking to him that Ja would listen to, right? I could go and tell Ja, what stock tip to play, and it would financially, increase his pockets and everything. But if he's not listening to me, then it doesn't matter, right? So maybe he just wasn't, listening to the coach. So right now, this is where Ja is at, because everybody's looking. You have a decision to make, which I believe he will make the right decision. He stepped away to go get, assistance or help or whatever it is that he needs. That's the first step. That is the first step of admitting, hey, and there's something I need to look at. So kudos to him, for doing that. Now, the next step is, what's around me? Is there anything I need to change? What changes can I make? What influential changes can I make? Do I believe in those changes? And then after that, you already know what changes you need to make. How do you implement them? How do you execute them? And then after you execute them, what's your measuring process? What do you do? What are you looking at as a measuring process? Who's holding you accountable? Right? Who is that? Who is that? Now, Wendell says in the Wait a Minute Show chat room, he says, change his crew, right? Change the crew. Well, I don't know if you have to change the crew, Wendell, But when you make these estimations, or when you go through and you start looking at your surroundings, if there is someone that is in your circle, and that goes for anybody, not if you're even a sometime big time celebrity, but Wendell has a point. If anybody is in your network, anybody is in your circle, anybody is in your surrounding, and they are negatively affecting that atmosphere, they got to go. Or you have to sit them down and give them the opportunity to make the same adjustments that's been set before you. And if they don't, you will be gone. Because yes, it's about the money. Yes, it's about the fame. Yes, it's about, changing your, the trajectory of what your life can be. But it's also protecting and avoiding the negative situations that doesn't need to be avoided. And I think this is a great spot for him. Not the situation that he's in, but I think this is a great spot for him to learn this early. The kid, I think, is 23, maybe 24. So this is a good spot to learn it early. Some people don't learn this until they're in their 30s, 40s, and maybe even 50s. So I think the kid can do it. I think he will be able to bounce back from this. And I think just looking around, he's probably going to be like, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth what I could lose or how I could impact someone that I care about around me. Right? I think that's where it comes from. Wendell says someone in his crew should have told him that he wasn't doing what he was doing wasn't very smart. Hey, Wendell, somebody might have. And I use this and I do another show Sundays, Wrap It Up Sports. Tune into that on YouTube as well, 10 a.m. Someone could have. And the example I used was Michael Vick. Michael Vick, someone told Mike to stop doing what he was doing. And Mike just didn't want to listen. Mike had to learn the hard way for it to register. And this could be that for a job, is that he has to learn the hard way. And I'm hoping this is the hard way. I hope the criticism. I hope, missing, a few games. I hope that is the hard way for him. And he doesn't have to go further down that road that's out there. So take care of yourself first. Then you can take care of others around you. And then you can get back, to doing what you love to do. And that's to play basketball. But I do think that he can bounce back, from all this. But it's evident. The ball is no pun intended. The ball is in his court. And he has the opportunity to make those changes. So I think the guy will. I think the kid will. And he'll move on, from this. And we're going to move on from it. And we're going to get into the NFL, right? So I was talking about there was a big trade just recently in the NFL. And that was the Chicago Bears, ladies and gentlemen, basically did what I told them to do. They didn't call me. They didn't say, Jelani, give me your advice or whatever. I guess they didn't want my advice. Whoa. Lopan, did you bring somebody with you? Indeed. No. We don't. This studio is cut off. Just me and you. So the other person that's with you, they can go. They get them out of here. Get them out of here. All right, because you're not getting paid until you do that. So Lopan, chill out. But yeah, the Chicago Bears made the trade. Now, I thought that this trade was going to happen closer to the draft, but I guess it was just like, look, it can't get any better. So this deal is, let me just recite it. It's they gave away the number 1 overall pick, and what they got back is the 9th. They dropped down to 9th. They get the 61st pick, so they get a second round pick this year, and then next year they get a first rounder, and then in 2025 they get a second round pick, but also right now in the present, they get DJ Moore from the Carolina Panthers. So Yes. Wendell said Jelena is a consultant for the Chicago Bears. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Don't let the the Lions will find out about that, and they'll get rid of me. But no. But here's what I'm gonna say. Right, I'm gonna take off my Lions hat, and I'm gonna put on my football hat. Right. My unbiased hat. This is an awesome move. Like I said, unless there was someone that was just, you could just move the entire earth that was going to be in that, just surefire Hall of Famer or surefire, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Pro Bowl player. Unless you knew you were getting that, then yeah, you keep the number one pick. But if not, move it out and do exactly what you did, right? To me, this is a smart move by the Chicago Bears. I was talking about maybe they trade down and then they could get that wide receiver. Maybe they were looking at to add to Justin Fields, but they already got it in DJ Moore, right? DJ Moore, last year was his worst year since his rookie year, so he had a down year. We know there was quarterback problems in Carolina, so you can't put all of that on DJ Moore. But before that, DJ Moore was averaging 1,100 yards every season, right? And he's just getting better. So you check that off, and you add it with the talent that you already got. They got a young nucleus there. Everybody that's there when the season start, their average age on the skill side, as far as like quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end, their average age is going to be 25. The oldest person is going to be DJ Moore, who's 26. He'll be 26, I think, in July. Still in his prime, right? So these picks, this opens up for them. Now, this is the challenge. This is the toughest part. Getting the deal wasn't because when you get the number one overall pick, you can start calling shots. So it's not like you got to go, beat somebody on Mortal Kombat or whatever, or get to some certain level. When you get the number one overall pick, then you got the juice and you can do a lot with it. So that's not the hard part. Now the hard part is getting it right with everything that's been given to you if you're Chicago, right? So you get the opportunity to address some positions. You also get to advance what you were going to do in your current situation that you already had, because they got more cap space than anybody in the league. So now you can go after free agents. Well, you were going to go after free agents anyway, but now you can go after free agents and basically wave the carrot, over them and say, look what we got. Look what position, that we're in. So this is a big move for the Chicago Bears, right? I do think it was the right move. Now all you got to do, I said it so simple, all you got to do is get the draft picks right. If they get the draft picks right, they're going to be a problem in the NFC North, right? So let me take this football hat off and then put on my Lions. I can't stand it. The Bears, they stink. Can't take it. Just makes me itch. Yeah, it makes me itch just thinking about it. Indeed. Right, Lopan. I'm glad you got rid of that person that was with you. Nobody in here in the Lions Den studio except us when we're recording. So, yeah, congratulations, Bears. You did a good job, all right? Who also, I think, did a good job. We were talking about if there's a new sheriff in the NFC South. It's official now that Derek Carr is a New Orleans Saints. He is the New Orleans Saints starting quarterback. He signed a deal. He pretty much signed up somewhat the same deal he got, but when I say that, I'm talking about the no trade clause. So he decides, where he's going to go. But he's decided to go to New Orleans and play there. On paper, if we look at on paper, yes, the New Orleans Saints are in prime position to run the NFC South at this juncture, right? Derek Carr could be the sheriff of the NFC South. And here's why, right? We'll start with Tampa Bay. Well, and I think this played a part why Derek Carr came to the NFC South, among others. And I'll tell you here in just a second. But he looked at the landscape of the NFC South and he said, okay. Now, there were talks about the AFC, East and everything. But, it's Miami's there. Buffalo's there. To a certain degree, you still got to worry about the Patriots and everything. So, they were talking about the Jets and everything. And I think he was just like, not taking the easy route, but it's just like, look, I'm ready to run stuff, man. I'm an older cat. I'm not 22, 23 and all this stuff, just getting into this thing. I'm ready to run some things. And I think he looked at the landscape and said, T. Brizzle just retired. So he's gone from Tampa. They either going to get themselves a quarterback or run with Mr. Trask as their quarterback. That hasn't been proven. I see this thing with Chicago and Carolina. I don't think any quarterback coming out is going to be Peyton Manning or anybody. And Peyton Manning came out and went 3-13. He stunk his first season. So it's going to take some time is what I'm getting at in Carolina. Then he looked right here in the ATL. And he said, look, they got a second-year quarterback or a guy coming in as a second year. And I don't even think Atlanta truly, fully believes in that quarterback right now. They got hope, but they're not ready. They already moved on from Marcus Mariota after 1 year. They could take a quarterback themselves. But I look at the New Orleans Saints, and I look at the talent that's there. Of course, if this guy can stay healthy, why am I about to call him Mike Wallace? Michael Thomas, he's working on a new deal. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be a problem. This kid, Chris Olave, went to Ohio State. I know me being a Michigan fan is tough, but hey, it is what it is. The dude can ball, right? You add him with Alvin Kamara. You got, what's this kid, Jawan Johnson. And it's a couple guys that I think people forget about. Marquez Callaway and Traquan Smith for the New Orleans Saints, right? So he's looking at that and just saying, look, they did some good things. And New Orleans did pretty good last 8 games. So last 2 months of the season, they were at their defense was holding people to 15 points. And that's with the question marks and problems that they had. Jameis was out. Andy stepping in. Taysom stepping in. You got this not a consistent quarterback each week. So, yeah, I think Derek looked at that and he just said, look, I could do some things here. It looks nice around here. And the New Orleans folks treat they folks right. They come in the building and they're ready to go. They gonna love me. They gonna love me. If they love Jameis the way they love Jameis, we know they love Drew, but they love Taysom. If they are going to love them, then they gonna love me. And I'm gonna love them back and I'm gonna be able to give them what they've been looking for, right? So that's why on paper, yes, a lot of stuff could change, but on paper, yeah. I think it was a good move by Derek Carr to go to New Orleans, right? Now, other folks aren't going to like it, with him being there, but it's not all about that. But they got the potential. They got the talent around there. So let's move on. What? Low band. Time to pull up our annual Laker talk. Indeed. Yeah, annual Laker talk, or weekly Laker talk, maybe I should say, is that I was talking about the Lakers and I said, look, I'm rooting for Darvin Ham. He's a Michigan guy. He's from the state of Michigan like I am, so I want him to have success. But I had some concerns. And I just couldn't fully believe in the Lakers as far as like LeBron went down and what could happen, because my concerns was I don't know if Anthony Davis is going to play. They're going to need Anthony Davis to play every game. Now, he missed one game or something like that, but they're going to need him to play majority of those games. Now, if they get that, then yeah, they got a shot. Well, since I said that, the Lakers have decided to move up the ranks, as you see, right? Lakers are sitting at 9th, and they're in a prime spot. They're in a prime position to really make a move and try and get to that 6th spot. Dare I say the 5th? I don't know if that is possible, but they do have. I think they have at least one more game, maybe 2 games against the Mavericks. I think they got another game against Minnesota, and they played the Warriors and they beat them. So I don't know if they have another game against the Warriors or not. But where they sit now, if again, if Anthony Davis plays primarily almost all of those games, I like their chances, right? I'm still a little skeptical because it's like it's there, but something could go wrong. But as far as like right now, let's not talk about something going wrong. Let's talk about right now. As far as like where the Lakers are sitting right now, yes, they got an even better chance than what I was talking about the week before. Anthony Davis, I think he had a game where he put up 30 and 22. Now, I'm not saying that's going to have to be every single night, but he's going to, if he can bring it every single night. D-Lo had his back on one game where I think he scored 8 points, but D-Lo dropped 28, and they won that game. That's what they need. That's what they need. But if it all revolves around AD. AD is going to be the nucleus to this thing. And then, if they can hold that, get into maybe the 6th spot. 6th spot. Let's take a look at that again. Who's in the 6th spot? The Mavs. And they're only 1 game behind the Mavs. If they can get into that 6th spot, ooh, Laker fans are going to be going crazy. Indeed. Right, Lopan. Crazy. So, next week, we'll be talking about the Lakers and what's going on with them and can they pull it off? Can they pull it? Look, if they get into the playoffs, get ready, America. Get ready, world. Get ready, universe. Because Laker fans, they are going to be. They're a little quiet right now. They were excited when the trade happened and everything, and now LeBron got hurt. They kind of went, I won't say into hiding, but they're just not as vocal as they once were. But they get to that 6th spot, they're gonna be we back, and we're gonna have to hear from them all day in, day out. But it is what it is. Last up before we get out of here, I mentioned the AFC East, and I was talking about the Jets and Derek Carr. So Derek Carr goes to New Orleans, and so they've pretty much focused all their attention now, refocused their attention on Aaron Rodgers, right? Aaron Rodgers, who everyone, well, not everyone, I'm not, when he'll decide, and I'll hear about it, and then, I'll address it then, but I'm not waiting around to find out what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. But the New York Jets, Jets, Jets are going all in to try and get this brother to New York. Why does this look so familiar, man? A Green Bay Packer who is going to be a Hall of Famer, MVP, Super Bowl winning quarterback going to the city of New York. Man, for that alone, I was thinking, I don't know if Aaron wants to follow behind that and hear all that stuff about Brett Favre going to the Jets and everything. But, he probably doesn't care. Now, him going to the Jets, he's been recruited heavily. New York brass has went out and spoke with him. The video of Sauce Gardner, he's out there. It was a good full 2.5 minutes of him recruiting Aaron Rodgers, telling them what's good, what's gonna be great. He got Breece Hall there. He got I think he had Garrett Wilson. He got all his homies there, telling them look, we gonna be balling if you come here. Burning cheese heads to get Aaron Rodgers to New York. I think it could happen. I do think he will consider it. I think the first thing though, and he's thinking about this, do he want to play? Once when he decides if he wants to play or not, I think his 2 teams. And I think that's it. I think it's the Raiders And I think it's the Jets. I don't think it's any other team out there. Don't talk to me about the 49ers and all that stuff. I truly believe they're going to stick with Brock Purdy and Trey Lance and maybe bring in, somebody else. I don't want to hear any other team. So it's down to the Raiders or the Jets and who he wants to play with and what talent level. And the Jets have a nice roster of talent that's there. So I understand why they're recruiting him. I think the thing that you have to worry about or not worry about or consider or take into consideration if you're a Jets fan is that if things just don't go right from the get-go, how is that relationship going to go? Because in Green Bay, it's a little bit different, right? They could be a little perturbed with Aaron, but they really ain't going to go out there. New Yorkers? Oh, that's going to be different. Hey, yo, son. Hey, yo, there go A-Rod. Yo, what are you doing, son? What are you doing, yo? I mean, we done lost 2 games, son. What are you going to do? I'm over here. That could possibly happen or realistically happen. I don't know if Aaron really want to deal with that. Now, let's talk to the football side of it, right? Football side, it looks good. You got that running game in Breece Hall. You got Garrett Wilson. You got a coach in Robert Saleh that I like a lot. Another guy from Michigan. And on the defensive side, they're a problem. They're a problem on the defensive side, right? And if you got a guy who can put up points, for you, and as Aaron Rodgers could, but you got a guy that could put up points for you to let your defense rest a little bit, but then also to give them the opportunity to pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. I see why. But I don't think any of this is really about Aaron Rodgers' talent. He had a bad year. Is he on the decline? Yes, because he's gotten older. I mean, the guy is over, I think Aaron Rodgers is 37, maybe 38. So, yeah, he's still, he doesn't even, and here's my thing. Aaron Rodgers doesn't even have to play at an MVP level. Not an MVP level for them to win. I think in Green Bay, under their circumstances, yes, he had to play at an MVP level for them to win. He doesn't have to play at an MVP level, I don't believe, in New York. So he'll make his decision. We'll talk about it, at some point going on. Now, I do want to mention, man, geez, and it is what it is, but boy, if I'm Zach Wilson right now, and maybe Zach has already rubbed him the wrong way, and it's just like during the season, it was just like whatever, right? And they had moved on from Zach. Now they said some things, that Zach got to play better, but now, I mean, the whole organization is trying to get A-Rod. Zach, if you can, request a trade, request a release. Now, unless you want to stick there and learn, because again, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be there for the next 10 years, right? So that is an opportunity to look at. So if you're not taking that, hey, get on out of there, because they done moved on, from Zach Wilson, and you can try and go somewhere else, maybe sit behind somebody else and learn, and then get another opportunity. Yeah, Lopan, don't cut me off. I told you about that. So, and get another opportunity, right? So, but yeah, they are all in. And if they don't get Aaron, I assume they're probably done with Zach anyway. But if they don't get Aaron, I guess it's Mike White. Get in there, Mike. Or they'll go a different route. Maybe they'll get Jimmy G or something like that, or another quarterback, Jacoby Brissett or somebody. Never know. But yeah, I think the days of being a Jet for Zach Wilson, as far as like playing, he may still be there, but as far as like playing, that's been probably put back on the shelf. So, man, they were hard on him. They whew. I'm not absolving him from it. I'm just saying they were hard, but that's what you deal with when you go to New York. Indeed as well. So let's get out of here with a Big L award, right? And look, I gave myself the Big L award last week for doing too much. I gave myself the Big L award for doing too much. I ain't giving it to myself this time. So, hey, sometimes you just do losers things in life, right? So I'm going to give to you, ladies and gentlemen, the Big L award.
And you are one pathetic loser.
Let's go.
We're gonna see the best collection of losers this park's seen for many a year.
You made me feel like a loser!
La loser.
Le who? The her.
All right, so I'm looking. Yeah, I'm gonna do it, Lopan. I'm looking at it on paper. I'm gonna do it. So it's not really a loser award because normally we get out something for doing losers thing. Well, it is kind of losers to a certain degree, but more it's the Big Break Award. How about that? The Big Break Award. But we're gonna use the Big L, for it, and that is for the edits that are being put out there about Ja Morant. I'm like, the internet. I log off, I go to bed, and I'm like, I'm not dealing with this today. Only to come back to another edit that the internet does. And I'm just like, no, you are going too far with this Ja stuff. The brother is working on it. The brother is working it out. But no, not the internet. The internet is not going to be nice. And I've seen people do the Ja Wicks, the edits, the audio edits that they done put the 8 like, oh my goodness. Look, I know, I know, I get it, but come on, man. It got to be a limit where you stop somewhere, with this. Please, the edit. I need y'all to stop with the edits out there. Stop it. The brother's working on getting this thing together and getting back out there and moving on with life. And we should be moving on as well. So stop with the edits on the Ja Morant, man. You let the brother, work it out, okay? So for those people that just keep wanting to bring that brother down, I guess you got to take this Big L.
See? Another loser.
Indeed as well, Lopan. Come on, man. Get Ja a break, man. I know. But some of them is just, it's up to an all-time level, man. But, hey, Ja's going to be all right. I know he's going to be all right. I feel it in my bones. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Another episode of the Wait a Minute Show in the books, man. Hey, y'all go out there. If you haven't already, if you're new to the show, make sure you click the like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications as well. So when your boy come back, you can catch anything else that I may be saying. Anything else Lopan might be saying. Indeed. Yeah, anything he might be saying. So we're going to get out of here, man. Oh, reminder, I told you. Oh, I said something about Lopan. So reminder, this is Saturday right now. Tomorrow, March 12th, spring forward. You're losing an hour. Change that. Don't want nobody being late, for church, because church done already started without you. Don't nobody want to be late for work, because work done started without you. Now, Lopan is excited because it's more daylight, and then it gives him an opportunity to go out there and, I guess, scour the earth for Mrs. Lopan. Indeed. Now, you don't know how to act, Lopan. That's why you still scouring the earth. But regardless, man, y'all be good out there. Y'all be safe. All right, I'll holler at y'all later. Man, so for your man, Jelani JB Bodie, host of this thing called The Wait a Minute Show, I'm going to holler at y'all. Two things as always. Stay positive and push forward. And we'll holler at you later. Lopan, let's go.